Welcome to the Alpine Church of Spiritual Living this morning. Glad to see you here today. I will be reading the thought for the week, and if you're in the room, you can join me there as it gets down in the bottom in the bold area. This Sunday's topic is Let There Be Light. Light can represent many things, one of them being that of understanding. Let us shed some light or understanding on this thing called life. That's written with a capital L. I capitalize that word life as it represents God, love, spirit. Genesis chapter 1, verses 3 to 4 read, "And God said, let there be light, and there was light. And God saw the light, that it was good. And God divided the light from the darkness." I love how God creates by speaking the word let. To me, let is such a simple yet profound statement. There is no hardship to it. There is no toiling or consternation. It seems like just a natural flow of ease and grace. Oh, if only we could reenact that same style of creation in our own life. It's almost a matter of fact type of expectation. And then when he sees the creation, he calls it good. Well, we do have a hand in creating our life experiences. Our word has power in it. Our expectations have power in them. We mentally, consciously, and unconsciously create, use our expectations and words to bring about our life experiences. Why don't we take the lead from source and create with ease and grace? To just let goodness show up in our everyday life. Life doesn't have to be hard. Life can be full of ease and grace if we are open and receptive to it. But it takes accepting and feeling our oneness with the one, that's capitalized, with the infinite wholeness, capitalized, of life. To have a sense that there is a power abiding deep within us that we can draw upon at any time. This power loves us and wants only the best for us. Say with me, I accept God is within and around me, eternally nudging me forward to experience her blessings and grace. I joyfully let the light of understanding move easily and gracefully through me now and always, and it is so. So we have been reading the book by Ernest Holmes, This Thing Called Life, this month, and it's a very rich book, not a very big book, but it's absolutely full and rewarding about this thing called life. He talks about life and God being one and the same as synonymous. And one of the most important points that he makes at the beginning is the fact that there is this one power and it is within every single one of us. We don't have to go searching for it. And this one power and this one presence is good. And it takes our faith in knowing this, into accepting this goodness that is within us, this beauty, this wholeness that is within us. We don't have to go searching for it. It is a recognition that the kingdom that Jesus called the kingdom is right here. If I am open and receptive to it. So the first step is to know that this love and this goodness wants the highest and very best for me to experience, for you to experience. It wants us to have all the riches of the kingdom, which is right here. The second step, and the one we talked about last Sunday, is this thing in our experience of being human that we have called an ego that gives us instructions, some very good instructions at times, but we want to surrender or let go of that small ego self so that we are open to the larger self with a capital S, so that we are open to our true self. And what it takes is a conscious change of habits, because we get so ingrained in literally just being unconscious be doing the route things that we always do day in and day out, the habitual things. And life is so much more than that. When we let go of expecting just the mundane things to happen. So step number 3 is, our topic this morning is let there be light. God created life, and it was a creation of flowing, of ease, of grace. And light to me represents understanding. When we can see, the ability to see, not only from a physical standpoint, but from an internal standpoint as well, to understand what's going on, to judge with right judgment through our thoughts and through our actions. How many times have you read the comics back in the day and somebody's sitting there at the table and they're thinking of something, and how do they depict it in the comics? They draw a little light bulb. So that light bulb tells us, oh, he's thinking something. And we all know that. And so as we think, so be it in our lives. The light bulb that we have in our thoughts is what draws to us the experiences of life. The light represents thought, it represents ideas, it represents understanding. And that is how this infinite being works through us, is through the ideas that we get. We don't really know these things, however, until we can embody them. You can know something. Oh, we know a lot of things, but you don't get the full experience of them at the depth of your being unless you can embody it. And what does that take? It takes feeling it. It takes accepting it from the very bones of your being, from your toes to your head, that there is no question whatsoever. And so our thoughts and our feelings need to be congruent with each other. They need to be able to live together in harmony for us to manifest, to experience the good that we want in our lives. Everything that God created said it was good and very good. And that is our challenge, to create with ease and grace and goodness. We need to affirm that life is for us, that goodness is all around us, and that is encouraging us to find itself. I must tell you that Ernest Holmes said, "Only as we give the best we have to every passing experience can we hope to enter into the joy of living." Only as we give the best that we have can we hope to enter into the joy of living. It reminds me of what my father told me, and I'm sure many of you had the same instructions in life. If a job is worth doing, it's worth doing right. And so we go through life knowing that we are always trying to do the best we can, to do our very best. And some days it's going to be different than other days. Some days we are maybe not be feeling quite well, or whatever the case may be. But if we can get ourselves into that acceptance of knowing that I am going to be doing my best today. It reminds me of a little song that we sang in Sunday school. Good, better, best, I'll never let it rest till my good is better and my better best. Good, better, best, I'll never let it rest till my good is better and my better best. We are all evolving on this journey of life. And if we set our intention to do the best that we can, what we are going to be doing is having a job worthwhile. So we need to set the intention to know that God, that life is for us, that we are here to experience joy, we're here to experience love. Life does not have to be a hardship, that we can expect it to be one of ease and grace. And that's how we co-create with life, because life is always for us. If we can get ourselves in that knowing life as God created, let it be. Expect that there is a fluid thing going on here, that I just need into the flow of it. We've been listening to Daniel Maymod, feel like water, just to flow into that flow and that ease and that grace of life. We're having a rainy day today, which is sorely welcome. And underneath all these clouds are underneath what? The sun. There is a sun that is shining above all of this clouds and this wind and so forth. If we can remember that when our lives are in such turmoil, when things are happening that we feel like we're in a dark day, to remember that there is a light, there is a sun, there is a presence that is within us, that is willing and able and ready to lead and guide us. Holmes wrote, "Are we taking time daily to permit the sunshine of truth to permeate the dark chambers of our mind? Wilt thou be made whole is a suggestion to open the windows of our mind, to lift up the gates of our consciousness, that the eternal flow of light may find entrance." He goes on to write, Buddha said, "This light is like a medicine in destroying the poison of human corruption. It is like water in removing dirt and defilement. It is like a magic jewel in giving all good fortune." Jesus referred to it as the pearl of great price. This light is not something we go in search of. It is already within the self. This is why the Bible refers to man as a candle of the Lord. And it reminds me of the scripture of Matthew 5:14 through 16. "You are the light of the world. A city that is built on a hill cannot be hid. Neither do men light a candle and put it under a bushel, but on a candlestick, and it gives light unto all that are in the house. Let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven." So we need to do our good works. Jesus also said, "Blessed are you if you know these things, but more blessed are you if you do them." We are here to do the work of the Almighty. We are here to let and allow this beautiful God self entry into this experience that we call the human life through each one of us. "I have come that you might have life and have it more abundantly." We are here to have life in its fullness by letting this light that we are shine brightly, unimpeded, unrestricted. Shine your light boldly, brightly, joyfully. Namaste.